Okay. So, starting with question 1, what specific service are you providing for your community partner? So I can start. At the food pantry that I'm working at, it's called Food at First. It basically has a couple different areas of volunteering, and I've done all 3 so I could have a well-rounded idea of what the community partner does. So there's the banquet, which is preparing meals. They serve hot meals 7 days a week. So serve the meals, clean up, all that stuff like a normal banquet does. And then they have the free market, which is where they take food from local vendors like grocery stores and restaurants that were going to throw the food away. And they do it twice a week, but I've only ever volunteered on Saturdays. They literally take this free food and set it up with grocery bags, and they count how many people they're feeding and they fill up these grocery bags full of free groceries that would have otherwise been trash. And then the third way that they help the community is go to these restaurants and these grocery stores and pick up the tubs of food that are donated weekly and then come unload them in the freezer for the week. So that's the service that my food pantry does.
At St. Vincent, I have been able to, I helped prepare their like Thanksgiving meal baskets. So they were able to, it was probably over like 200 meals they were able to provide for 200 different families. But not only that, but like all of their employees got baskets too. So I got to help make those. And then they also get food from like Hy-Vee and things like that that they don't sell, but then they bring it to like St. Vincent and then it's all for free. And like it literally goes in like 5 minutes. It goes so fast. So that's what I've been doing at St. Vincent.
Yeah, I was blown away the first time I worked the free market because it seemed like we had this giant room full of food and it seemed like there was no way at all. And they seriously had, they said they served over 150 people, but that's including the people who come and they ask how many people are you shopping for, and they'll say like, oh, I have 2 kids, so 3 total. There was like 150 served, but I'm not sure if that's how many guests we had or that's just how many people were shopped for. Were cleared when I was done. It's only open. I volunteered for a 3-hour shift for the free market, and it was only actually open for about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Setting up, and then this hour was cleaning up, but I mean, it blows my mind how quickly.
Yeah, I never realized how much of a need it is in like these communities because just never thought of it. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So question 2, how many hours have you logged so far? Sorry, Kyley, I don't mean to cut you off. I just know that you guys are doing the same.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'll start with number 2 then. For that one, honestly, I have not done any.
Okay.
I kind of forgot about it. I got a new job and I've been trying to work as many hours as I can, and then I realized, crap, I have to volunteer. So I'm gonna get on that starting next week, or I'm gonna try to do this Saturday and then probably Monday and then Saturday again just to get it done. So hoping to.
I think I only have 2 sessions left. I don't know exactly how many hours I've logged just because volunteering at my food pantry. So like I said, there are 3 different ways to volunteer. It is 3 hours. So when I volunteered there, it's like Saturday mornings from 8:30 to 11:30. Unloading food trucks, then it's only like an hour and a half. Preparing a meal, it's 2 hours. If you're serving the meal, it's 2 hours. So it's a bunch of random little snippets here and there. Like there's no way that I can just go and say, today, like you actually schedule it online and then you like sign in and clock in when you get there. So I don't know how many hours I've compiled together. I'm almost done. I think I only have 1 or 2. So
I have 4 more hours, 3 or 4 more hours. I'm going to finish it on Friday.
Sounds good. Number 3, what are you learning? Joys, challenges, insights. I was not aware how many people. Ames is not that big of a city. I mean, it literally doubles in size during school year. Students aren't going down to the local food pantry. I mean, most of the people there were older people providing for families. Really blew my mind that we served so many people in one 3-hour shift. Like a really big, not insight, but eye opener. Like I had no idea. Just looking at the streets, this abundant homeless presence, or, you know, I feel like there's a dangerous part of town or anything like that. It's just who need to provide for their families. Like I did not realize so many people were in need because it's not something you see from just driving down the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I learned the same. And it's kind of like a wake-up call too, like just makes us realize how fortunate we are to have what we have, and that, you know, we don't have to use those resources. And it's just nice that there's so many people that are out there to help. Like I didn't know, like Hy-Vee was bringing in like huge boxes of bread and desserts, and it was like twice a day the days that I were there, and it was like I never knew that those like places were donating to places like St. Vincent, which I think is really good.
Yeah, we had so many boxes from Hy-Vee. We have the Iowa State Dining Hall donates all of their extra stuff. And I mean, we had buckets. At the beginning of the free market that I worked, they had, so their meals are separate. Their meals are paid for or by donations, but it's fresh food. The free market is what they take, like the old restaurant food, and they say, or whatever. And we had of ISU dining, little and desserts and sandwiches and stuff like that. And at the beginning of the free market, 2 per person, but then by the end of it, we realized, oh my gosh, we have so much left over. They were literally handing out 5 per person. So much is donated. It blows my mind.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still surprised places like this even exist. I mean, I don't think about it. Like, I've never thought, like, hey, I want to go somewhere and get some free food because I need, you know, it's just, it blows my mind.
I think there's still a large amount of people who, like, technically need these resources but don't know about them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because, like, if I asked around, hey, have you ever heard of St. Vincent? Do you know what they do? They would have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 7 days a week. I mean, this job is to provide. Mm-hmm. That just blows my mind. That someone said, hey, there's a need in this community. Let's figure out how to fix it.
Yeah. I kind of wish I knew about this. Like, because I know one time, like when I lived in Florida, like I was really, really, really broke. Like I didn't have money for food. Like my coworkers were like offering to buy me food and like bringing me, you know, stuff from home because I had no money. And I kind of wish like I would have possibly known about something like this in my area. It really could have helped me. Yeah.
Well, I think about like all the little kids I've seen that come in for the dinners, and it makes you wonder like how many parents don't know that they can provide their kid a warm meal. Yeah. You know, like how many kids aren't being provided for just because the parents have no idea that it even exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sad.
Well, and it would even be like a good resource for like struggling college students that like we see every single day, and they just don't know that there's things like places like this. Like literally you can walk into St. Vincent and you can grab 3 loaves of bread and a huge like cookie cake. Not that it's very nutritious, but
yeah, or like how many people have to drop out of their education because they can't afford it, when you don't need to be paying for those meal plans if you can't afford it. Like how many people are left and never even get their degree because they can't afford to keep going, when the community has how many resources that about.
Yeah, I know at St. Vincent's they help people do resumes, and I think they help with like English, just help people with English, and some other stuff too. So I mean, there's a lot of good resources there. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's such a good aspect to have that, again, you'd never even think about if you hadn't seen it in action.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Okay, so number 4, how has your team SLSLP project
expressing and
servant leadership skills? I think the biggest thing it's taught me is to be thankful, and you can always be doing more. Like, I think the biggest thing, I wrote my little piece that we had to do about Mother Teresa, and my all-time favorite quote from her is, if you can't feed 100, feed just one. And like we just said, so many people are unaware of the services that are available to them. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned as a servant leader is inform. Like, the biggest thing you can do is inform people. If you cannot physically give your time, because Kyley, like you said, sometimes you get so busy with work or school or whatever, it's hard to give actual time. But if you inform them, they help so much. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned is at least spread the word.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree. It's made me like want to, like, obviously not right now during finals or like being a student, but like really want to find time to like go help, or like not even just donating time, but like spreading the word and like donating things that I have at home that I don't need anymore, like give it to someone who needs it. And I think that's a big deal too.
Yeah, it's almost like a runner's high. Like, you feel so good knowing that you made a positive influence. Like, now I want to tell my family, my friends, like, hey, come volunteer with me. And I want to make like this domino effect, because it feels good to see the good that you do, and to know that like, and these gifts like given to me that I can donate to help other people, like, and it makes me feel so good. I want other people to do it. So not only do they feel good, but it creates like this domino effect.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool. This is going to sound bad, but being forced to like be active and get involved with the community, because now it's like, oh my gosh, I've learned so much about donating and volunteering that now I can help in other ways, not just by spreading my time, but like we said, telling other people about how they can help and what sources are available to people in need. So I've really enjoyed this class. I am not going to lie. I thought it was just going to be like, okay, a chunk of time, like out of my study, out of my work schedule, but it really has been like a runner's high. Like, I feel good when I volunteer, and now it makes me want to like continue to volunteer even after the class is over. So
yeah,
I think it's done what it's supposed to do for us. Like, now we can go on to like our later classes, and
yeah, it kind of makes me want to like go through all my stuff and just see what I have to like give away, you know, or like what can I do to like, can I go buy extra canned foods at the grocery store and maybe donate them, or, you know, just like trying to figure out what else I can do, you know.
Well, even when I was home on Thanksgiving, like, my mom was cleaning out her coat closet, and we have so many extra coats that have not been worn in probably 10 years. It's like, being involved in the community is like, so many people could use these. Why are we holding on to these when in our closet? So
yeah,
to give than just like working at a food banquet. And I think that's really what this class has done. It's just been really cool. I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm dreading the final project.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Yes, it seems so massive, and I don't even know where to start.
Well, I printed it all out. So the biggest thing is I'm confused, Caitlin, if like, how are we tying in both organizations into one, which I feel like talking right now, it's all kind of the same. We're all learning the same. We're all doing the same. But I think that's going to be the hardest part because like for the paper and the paper is basically the same as the presentation. So I feel like if we write the paper first and then we get to the PowerPoint and kind of just use it as a guide, because that's basically what he says it should be. And then we basically have to use the paper and the PowerPoint just to talk for 25 minutes and present, you know, the bullet points that he wants us to talk about. But I'm confused because the first few paragraphs are about like the history and mission of your community partner, the social issues this organization attempts to address, blah, 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 blah. Well, if we have two organizations, like, should we?
So I think the good thing is that the social issues addressed are all the same. So I think if we just instead of talking in depth about one of the histories, we just touch base on both, and then spend more time focusing on what the purpose of the organization are, since it is the same purpose.
Well, so I think what we could do is, Caitlin, if you want to just write it in very like brief format, just the history for Food at First and the social issues, any of these, because there's the history, the social issues, the nature of your project, a synopsis of how your project went, an analysis and assessment of the project outcomes, and possible directions for your future work. I think if you quickly, like even bullet point it just on a Word document, and then Kyley, if you want to do the same for like how the project went, an analysis and assessment of the project outcomes and possible directions for future work. And then I could, once you guys both put your input on those questions, then I can just condense it, and then I will write the paper based on both of your information and then my information, just so it has all of our thoughts in it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think our best bet is to just start a Google Doc that we all have access to. And we can do like one page, like you said, where Kyley and I bullet point a bunch of stuff. And then on the second page, start actually condensing and writing the paragraph. And then that way all of us have access to it and access to like we can go back later and be like, oh, I forgot to mention this would fit really good here, you know, work together, and we can all see what we're all doing on a Google Doc, and that way it seems cohesive, you know?
Yes.
So I think it's a good idea. I'll condense my information, and she can condense her information. One person writing it to make it sound cohesive, but that way we can all see like what's been written, and if it seems like, oh, on my end of things, it seems a little empty, like maybe I can find something to fill in, you know.
Yeah, and then once it's all written, someone can just condense it into a PowerPoint, just basically a slide for each topic that we need to go over. Basically, maybe add some graphs or pictures of the organizations that we volunteered for. And this is due on Monday.
What?
Already.
What?
The paper and the rough draft of the PowerPoint. So in order for me to like condense our information on the paper, it will not be hard. We can do first person. It won't be a struggle as long as you guys get your information jotted down, what you know, and then maybe have your guys' information on there by like Sunday at 10 a.m. Okay. And then I can spend Sunday finishing the paper. The paper will literally take me half an hour until you guys write down your information. And I just have to cohesively write paragraphs.
Okay, is anyone else's microphone being super weird right now?
Yes. I'm having a really hard time hearing you guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's probably mine.
It's everyone. I don't know if it's just all of our Wi-Fi collectively or what's going on, but okay, I think it's a little better now.
Yeah, it was like completely like jagging, and I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yes, that sounds good. So I work the next 6 days. So, but until tomorrow, I'm basically not available. But Friday, I don't work until 5 o'clock, so I can get all my bullet points and stuff done. I will put together a Google Doc on Friday and invite you guys to it. Kyley, if you just want to add to it after I send it to you on Friday, I will do it like first thing in the morning on Friday.
Okay.
And add to it, and she can get it started on Sunday. And then once that's done, what time on Sunday do you think you're going to be done with the paper? Because it will not take me long to put together a PowerPoint at all. And if it's just a rough draft, then I'm basically going to put down the basics and we can focus on filling in later.
Yeah. The problem is that I'm going to be out of town this weekend. I'm going to be back home on Sunday. I just don't know when. I was probably just going to type it up actually on my way home.
Okay. So Monday, I only work from 2 to 6. So
I'm
I
off
have
Monday.
morning to put together the PowerPoint.
On Monday?
Yeah, so as long as you get it done Sunday, I have all Monday morning. I don't work till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So
well, and I will have it done by like the latest 6 p.m. because I'm in bed by like 7. So
okay,
it won't be super late.
Okay,
I'm off all day on Monday, so I can do whatever.
So why don't we have, so Kyley, you and I will fill in our bullet points and all that information. Okay. That way she can have the whole paper typed by Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
PowerPoint on Sunday, and anything I can't finish, Kyley, you want to finish on Monday.
Okay.
And then I started the Google Doc, so I will send it to your Gmails. Let me see. I don't know, Caitlin. Yours probably will just show up on here. I'm not sure. Because I have Kyley's from the email.
I'm going to send it to our email stream just so you both have it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I literally just copy and pasted his little topics that we have to discuss. And then I just enter your info under each question with your name so then I know who wrote it, and then we can all just condense it together when I write the paper.
Okay, that sounds good.
So just to repeat, because you kind of cut a little bit, we are filling in the bullet points by Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
By Sunday, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got to make sure. I got another big project to do, so I need to figure out what I'm doing.
Point where I have a research paper due for 2 other classes, so I'm like, and I just picked up a bunch of shifts at work, so it's going to be a disaster. But I got you guys. This is a group project, so you guys are top priority right now.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
Hang on the next 2 weeks, and we'll be home free. So,
Yep. Don't forget, we have to do assignment by Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And servant leadership.
Yeah, I've been lacking a little bit on those.
Me too. I just remembered it. So.
Okay.
On the last one, completely failed.
Yeah.
I need to get my life together.
But like this whole project's like 37% of our grade.
I know.
Yeah, that's definitely more important.
And by the looks of it, if we actually just do it, we're fine. You know, like.
Well, I think we have a good group to where like we're all on the same page. We're all kind of seeing and experiencing the same things. Like we chose a really good project.
Yeah.
And I feel like this project honestly will write itself because we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So if we just sit down and like keep communicating like we are, I don't think it'll be an issue because I feel like we're all picking up on the same things. So.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I will get going on those bullet points then.
Okay. Yes, I will share it with you. Did you text us or did you email us the?
I didn't know if your group chat was working or not. The last time you said you had trouble like reading our text and stuff, so.
Okay.
We'll just email. I feel like that we at least know we're all getting it. So I have my notifications turned on. So if you guys need anything at all, just shoot me an email.
Okay. Did you send me your Gmail account?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I got it yet.
It might be my Wi-Fi.
I got it. So
What? Okay.
Wait, why is it? Okay, here. I think it's because I sent it to Kyley. Every time you respond to an email, for some time when I reply to you, it only replies to you. But when I reply to Emily, it replies to both of you. So here, let me respond to this one.
it might be my fault. I keep forgetting to put reply all.
I know. I do that all the time.
And then I'm like, oops, I didn't even include the other person.
Okay. All right, you guys. I think that's it for this time.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.